guys.
How you doing? This is officially our 5th attempt at an intro and, well, not attempt, but our 5th episode intro. I don't think we've got it quite yet.
No, not yet. I'm Mia.
I'm Tay.
So, here we go.
Here we go. You know what time it is. It's co-star time. Not sponsored.
I think the song changes a little bit every time, too.
I'm still working on it. I haven't quite nailed down what I want it to be yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's everyone's favorite time of the day. If you are new, download here's the steps you got to take. Get CoStar, add me. My username is, was it DAHLT? Okay. Yep. And we're going to read our CoStar for today. No one's added me. You guys are really slacking. I don't have any new requests, so just saying. Add me. I want to know how compatible we are.
Also, remember, if you are okay with us sharing your CoStar, if you add Tay on there, let us know in the comments that you're okay with us sharing it, and we'll go ahead and maybe pick one or two to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now, you're stuck with me and Mia's, but that's fine. And guess what? Guess what? We are highly compatible today. All right?
No surprise.
You and Mia are a swarm of dragonflies, fiercely beating your delicate wings against the outside of a glass terrarium until the glass cracks into shards.
That means, though, like, I think the glass cracking is not great.
We're exploding out of the confines of reality, and we're just growing into a better version of ourselves. Honestly, it should have been, and we're like a swarm. We are fierce. We are not to be messed with.
Listen to us pick apart the CoStar and what it means.
Yeah, that's what you came here for. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here's another example of CoStar thinking everyone is like intimate with one another. That's like a forewarning. Here, okay. I'm gonna read what our actual today one is other than the dragonflies. If you click, just so you guys know, because I've had a lot of people download this app and then they message me and they go, Tay, what the hell do I do now that I'm in the app? Okay, fair. You can actually click on individual friends' profiles and you'll get a more in-depth reading. So like the dragonfly one was just what shows up on your homepage, and it'll pick like 3 friends and you'll get like a generalized one. If you want to know about a specific friend, a partner, a relative, whatever, you can go in there. Just forewarning, it's kind of, it'll read things in the way of like a partner more so than anything else. So this is what it says. Today, Taylor, you feel a pull towards charisma, and Mia can be attentive. You like and accept each other for who you are right now. Your relationship is a house. Intimacy is the process of its construction. Heave a passionate sigh and shout their name into the morning air. Ready? We have to do what CoStar says.
No, we don't.
Mia!
Okay, so mine says something different. So while we have the one on that shows up for your 3, when you click on me, it says something different. So when I clicked on you, it says Taylor can touch your heart without trying to control what it means. You and Taylor are both ready to put in the work to build a lasting relationship. Have fun without overthinking it.
Let's have fun, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about some stuff, Mia, because I just want to have a chit chat today, and I want to talk about change.
Yeah.
I want to talk about change because I am going through some unexpected life changes, and I've been thinking a lot and learning a lot about myself and just figuring it out. And I just feel like it's good to talk about because I want to know, I just want to chat about it.
Right.
So my life change was I unexpectedly lost my job like a week ago now. A week ago, is today Friday? A week ago today, I was let go from my job. It wasn't just me, it was my whole department that I helped create from nothing. And it was a really crappy feeling. It was a very scary feeling. I'm still processing it. And it's also been a good thing though. And I've learned a lot about myself and what I like to do and what I want to do. And it's opened up a bunch of new paths for me to try new things. And one of the new things I'm trying is I'm a fish keeper now. I know I was a gardener. I do have experience in aquatics. I do have a pet turtle named Squirt. But I actually had a 60-gallon saltwater tank. I did saltwater fish when I was married because my ex-husband wanted saltwater fish and then he did nothing to take care of them. So I was taking care of saltwater fish. And then I moved, so I sold all my fish. So then I was like, I don't want to do saltwater fish because saltwater fish is really hard. And it's like a lot to keep up with the salinity and the temperature and which ones are mean. And I had this shrimp named Jacques and he was like taking over everything and he was really scary. And so I was like, I want goldfish. They're hardy, they're easy, they're cheap, they're dumb. Mia, I have a story.
Okay.
So I get these fish. I get 6 fish. They're like pretty fat little goldfish. They were like $4 each. I'm so excited. They're in their tank. They're swimming around. And I hear
goldfish were $4.
The dude, he gave me huge goldfish and they're fantail goldfish. So they have the cute long fins. Okay. They're fun colors. He definitely gave me the price of the really tiny ones, but I picked out like the really big jumbo ones. So he hooked me up. Shout out. Don't know his name, but you're a real one. Anyway, so I hear a noise and I'm like, what was that? My dogs like lift their head up and I'm like, I don't know, whatever. And then I'm like looking at my fish tank and I'm like, there's only 5 fish in here. And I know I bought 6 fish and there's only 5. So I'm like, no way the fish jumped out. It's a goldfish. They don't jump out of tanks. Like, what the hell is going on? So I call my dad and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, you have to come down here. I'm missing a fish. He's like, what do you mean you're missing a fish? The fish jumped behind the fish tank, but it was so close to the wall we could not physically get the fish tank away from the wall. No. So then my dad gets the net and he's like, I can't get it in here without squishing it. I go, is it alive? And he's like, I don't know. It's like laying in dog hair. I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad and so gross. I had these fish for like 2 hours and he's like, it's flopping. This fish had to be out of the water for like 15 minutes at this point. And he's like, oh, it's coming towards me. It sees the flashlight. It's flopping towards me. And this fish is like flopping behind the wall. He flops out from behind the tank. My dad scoops him up. He's like, I got him. And we like put him in the tank. He's like covered in dog hair, but the dog hair washes off and he's good to go. He's just swimming around the tank. We saved him. So then I put lids on my tanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could jump out. Have you ever heard of a goldfish yeeting out of the water?
I've heard of fish like jumping out of tanks before. Like it happened when I was a little kid. My dad will tell you this story about it. But anyway, I'm surprised the fish is still alive, honestly.
Well, that's why I wanted goldfish. When people say they're hardy, oh my gosh, are they hardy? I didn't lose a single fish. Now, and I could see like certain fish, like obviously salmon jump up river, right? So I know fish are strong. Right. This is a fat, it literally wiggles like this because it like can't swim. Like it's like this fat, like ping pong ball sized fish that somehow yeeted out of the water. Now I do have like air bubblers in there and I'm thinking he like rode the air up and was like whoosh. Like I think I like propelled him out somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. They're all alive and well and accounted for, but
you have to do like a roll call every day. Okay, are you here?
My dad texts me every day. He goes, do you have all your fish? I'm like, I lost a fish one time and all of a sudden I like can't take care of fish now. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I have time to be a fish keeper now. I don't know.
Right.
I feel like I'm going through the phases of grief almost, where I'm like denial. I was like, oh, I didn't actually just lose my job. And then it's like you're kind of depressed about it. And now I'm feel like I'm in the acceptance phase where I'm applying to new jobs. They gave me, you know, some severance. I honestly feel like they gave me severance because then I had to sign a paper so I wouldn't complain about the company or expose them. Otherwise, I don't get my severance, so I can't complain. I can't post anything about it. It's blood money. And if I didn't need the severance, I wouldn't have done it so I could complain about it. But I just feel like they did me dirty.
Yeah.
I'm salty about it.
It sucks. I agree. That's not okay. None of that was okay.
No, I just don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
It's the unknown. It's the change. Now it's like, and I am a bit grateful for the change because I felt I was very content and I was doing the same things every day. I worked from home. I wasn't really leaving my house much unless I had to. I only worked with 2 other people in my department, so I wasn't talking to a lot of people. And I'm not the most social person, but I do want to meet new people and get out there and experience life. And I feel I was stifling myself out of being comfortable.
Yeah. I think that people get into their comfort zone and they get into that rhythm, and then it's really hard for them to leave that comfort zone.
Yes.
Like, no matter how, even if you're unhappy in that place or your job, wherever you are in life, whatever it is, no matter how uncomfortable you are with that situation, at least there's not a fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown, I think, stops a lot of people from going for things, doing change, because they're like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and that was my thing. Like, I wasn't gonna change unless I was forced to.
I took a job promotion not knowing fully what it entailed, and it's been extremely difficult. I don't want to get into the specifics of what I do for my job or anything like that, but you have some people who support you and you have some people who are completely against you. And I'm not going to lie, like, it's been so hard and it's been emotional and it's extremely difficult and it's not fun. Like, it's, and every time I think, like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm getting a handle on this, something else happens and it's like, okay, I definitely do not. And I just feel like everything is like, I feel like I'm drowning. I feel like I can't catch a break. I can't catch up. I can't get to where I actually need to be.
Are you trying to jump out of the fish tank, so to speak?
I don't know that jumping out of the fish tank is the answer, but
right. See, and now it's like I've never had experienced this before where I have no plan. I am a planner. I am an anxious galley. And while I can go, I know we talked about like going with the flow and stuff in one of the episodes, but and I'm okay with that, like for small scale things, but large scale things, I've never quit a job. I've had a consistent job since I was like 16 years old. I've never not had a job. If I've ever left a job, it's because I put in my 2 weeks and I had another job immediately lined up like that. And I just went from one to another, got a promotion. So I'm kind of struggling with my identity of, again, this is going back to like not caring what other people think. But like when you tell, like now it's like, oh, well, what do you do? Well, I'm unemployed. I literally do nothing. Right. It's like I'm struggling with that because for a lot of people, their work is their identity. It's like one of the biggest things you do with your time is you go to work. People take pride in their jobs, people, whatever. And I just, not that you have to, or that's correct. And that's kind of what I'm learning, that I am not a job. I am not, that does not define me as an individual. So I'm a fish keeper now. I'm lots of things. I wear a lot of hats. I'm a farmer. I'm a streamer. I'm a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I don't know. It's difficult. And now, okay, back to your situation with your job. Do you have a plan? Like, do you think you would like a different job?
It's really complicated because right now there are so many changes happening where I work. Like, we're getting ready to do like a remodel. We're getting ready to do all of these really big things. So like taking on this job, I knew it was going to be extremely difficult. But like until you get into that position and you fully see exactly everything that is going on, until you're there doing it, you don't understand the full magnitude of what is happening, what is going to happen. Like, I still, after sitting down and having multiple meetings about what's going to happen, like, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Do I see myself staying in this position forever? No, I don't. It was something I was thinking about when you were talking about change and how you feel like it's good for you. What about change? Like, you had no control over this change. So I did have control over taking the job I took. But, like, both situations, like, there are things still out of your control no matter how prepared you think you might be for it or how underprepared you are for it. There's so many variables in there and how you accept that change that comes with those situations, because like you said, yours was completely unplanned. You didn't have any idea type of thing. Like, I took on my role, but it's there's so much to it until you get into it.
It's like cause and effect, or like a chain effect. Is that what it's called? Where it's like both, like me losing my job, you taking a new job, that was the cause. But it's a chain reaction of like, now I have XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, you weren't, in your defense, because I knew when this happened, like, you took the job, but you weren't made completely aware of the responsibility, and you were kind of like thrown into the position almost. Like, you were kind of directed to take it and take on more responsibility and take on more hours and all this stuff. And like, you weren't aware. So it's like, there's all these reactions because of the change you took. And like, even though you took the change and I did not, we still have no control. Again, that's just life, and that's just the future of it. And like, you just have to cope with it to the best of your abilities and focus on what you can control. I cannot control that I was let go from my job. I can put all of my effort into applying to new jobs, not just being complacent and accepting unemployment and just being like, well, I don't have a job. Like, I'm putting effort into redoing my resume and sending out applications every day and taking interviews. Even if it's not my dream job, I'm still going to accept opportunities that come my way. And like, I don't have to take any job that I don't want, but I'm still going to put myself out there and at least do interviews and like hear out different positions. Because even if it's not something that I want to do for a very long time, or I want to do long term, or that I think I originally would want to do, I feel like a little bit of change is actually going to be good for me and push me out of my comfort zone and learn new skills and meet new people. And I just like learning. Like, I don't necessarily I just did my job for 2 years. I worked for the same company doing the same thing with the same people. Maybe it's time I try something new and try something I haven't done before. And even though that's also scary, I might not be good at it. I might suck. I might get paid less. I don't know. Just try.
Even just taking the interview gives you experience, I mean, even if you aren't even offered the job, I feel like it's a good opportunity for you to go and talk to somebody. And sometimes also you can get feedback from people after doing an interview. Yeah. I interview people, and sometimes they'll be like, okay, what could I have done better to make you want to hire me more? Like, what I've had people say, hey, can you give me some feedback? Like, what did I do wrong? What should I have done more? And I always tell people, this is your chance to brag about yourself. Do it. You need to sell yourself right now.
Gaslight yourself. That's my fake it till you make it. No, don't lie. Don't lie on your resume.
But it's a good thing to do even if you're not interested in taking the job, just because it gives you more practice and it helps you hone those interview skills a little bit more for maybe the job you want or the job you get offered.
And there is like a little bit of pressure. I think there's external pressure. Obviously, we have bills. You have bills to pay. My health insurance runs out at the end of the month, and I do have chronic illnesses that require expensive medication. And there's so many things that I could start going down a rabbit hole about, but I'm also trying to focus on, this is the first time I've had a full week off and I don't know when. And it feels great. I've gotten so much done. I'm sleeping really good. I feel like my old job was just like eating me up inside because there was frustrations I was dealing with. I did have some, toxicity within coworkers and small departments and upper management, and just things were not going well, even though I was shocked I lost my job, but things were not going well. So hindsight's 2020. It makes sense now. I see what they're doing. They're cleaning house of people who used to work there. But I don't know. I'm trying to focus on the positives. I have time to do hobbies. I've been painting again. I've been going on walks. I'm getting my mental health checked out. I'm seeing like a professional for that, and just things are going better, even though at first it seems like the end of the world. But the world did not end when I lost my job. It goes on.
It's really important that you're focusing on yourself and the things that you like and you enjoy. I feel like sometimes, no matter what your role is, whether it's a job, whether it's sometimes being a parent, no matter what it is, I feel like sometimes things can consume you to the point where you're not doing anything for yourself. Like right now with my job, with how much I'm working, I'm basically working and sleeping. And sometimes I go for a walk. And that's about my life right now. I'm not hardly doing anything. I'm in bed by like 9 or 10 o'clock, going to bed because I'm exhausted because of how much I'm working. And it's crazy. Like, I don't feel like I'm spending or doing anything for myself really right now, which is also hard because I'm like, where do I recharge from all of that?
Goes back to charging your social batteries. You gotta take time for it, and you can't fill up your cup, other people's cups, if yours is empty. Like, fill up your own cup first, and then you have so much more to give. And obviously that's easier said than done. And we were just talking about this earlier today. Okay, I hate doing dishes. This is canon. I cannot stand doing dishes. And when I was working, I would just have a sink load of dishes all the time, because it's just like, that was the last thing I was prioritizing, was like doing my dishes. And we neither of us have dishwashers either. So if you have a dishwasher, I don't want to hear it, because like, I'm jealous. And washing dishes, like I'm Amish over here. And I was telling Mea, I'm like, I literally, since I don't have a job, my sink has been kept empty. Like, I just do it. I have the mental space to be like, I'm not just going to let this sit here. I'm going to clean it and put it in there. And that is a privilege, because literally I mentally could not handle that until I was not working full time. Until I was not working a job, I could not mentally get it together to just keep up on my dishes, because I was so drained. And it's just like, it's such a privilege that I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to take this time and really find something I want to do. And I don't take that for granted. And I'm just trying to enjoy the limited time I'm going to have doing that. Yeah.
I think that's really important. And I also think it's important that you've realized that, though, from the situation.
And change is gonna come, and it's up to you what you do with it, how you interpret it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot to end it.
Keep on changing, people. Was that good?
Yeah.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
So let us know in the comments what you are going through for changes. If there's a topic that you guys want us to talk about, let us know. We kind of just take a topic that is affecting our life and we're like, hey, let's just talk about this. We have a whole list. But if there's something specific that you're like, hey, I really want to hear you guys talk about this, or what's your take on this, let us know. We'll look at it. We'll see if we want to talk about it. If it's something that we're not comfortable talking about, we won't, but feel free to ask.
And add me on CoStar, please, for the love of God. I want to be friends. Let me read your CoStar. Not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Okay. See y'all later.
Bye. Bye.